Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Prisoner's Dilemma. For 3 colorless and 2 red, it's a sorcery that says each opponent secretly chooses silence or snitch. Then the choices are revealed. If each opponent chose silence, Prisoner's Dilemma deals 4 damage to each of them. If each opponent chose snitch, Prisoner's Dilemma deals 8 damage to each of them. Otherwise, Prisoner's Dilemma deals 12 damage to each opponent who chose silence. And there's a flashback cost of 5 colorless and 2 red. So this is the most flavorful magic card I think that's ever been made. So if you don't know what the Prisoner's Dilemma is, it's a classic thought experiment in game theory which talks about what outcomes you can expect by choosing certain choices. And in the classic version of Prisoner's Dilemma, the best option is to betray, is to always snitch, because you're going to get a better outcome most of the time by doing so, regardless of what your opponent does. This Magic the Gathering's version is very interesting as well. To start off, if everybody chooses silence, you're going to take 4 damage. So you'd think that most of the time that would be most beneficial for everybody, but all 3 players will have to coordinate for this, and obviously it's a secret vote. So even though you could talk a little bit and try to convince other people to do something, you're not really going to know what they vote until those choices are revealed. So that's where the snitching comes in. If everybody chooses to snitch, that's an even worse outcome for them because they're all going to take 8 damage. So in that sense, it initially seems that the best option would just be to choose silence. However, here is where it gets really interesting, because if some people choose snitch and some people choose silence, then suddenly only the people who chose silence are going to take 12 damage. That means that there are clear incentives now to choose snitch, because you can't guarantee what the other 2 players at the table are going to do. Maybe they're going to be thinking the same and they're also going to be choosing snitch, and as long as one person chose silence, that person is going to take all of the damage and the other 2 are going to walk away scot-free. So there's a lot of different dynamics going on, a lot of different ways that this can go, and it's just a very interesting political card in a very strange way. In terms of the value that you're getting from the mana, this is not going to be the best unless you have ways to duplicate the spell or you are a dedicated burn deck, because for example, dealing 4 damage to each opponent really isn't that great for 5 mana. Dealing 8 damage to each opponent or 12 to one opponent could be pretty good, but you can't really control the outcome, so this is on average just going to be more of a fun card, I think, but for me this is incredibly fun. There are also some decks where this can be much more powerful. A deck where I think it would be really good would be in the 12th Doctor, because in that deck you get to demonstrate spells that you cast from anywhere other than your hand, and this does have flashback. Even though it is 7 mana, at that point there's going to be 3 of these cards on the stack. One of them is going to affect you, which is a little bit unfortunate, but the other 2 are going to affect your opponents. And when you're getting that many versions of this effect, the mind games really start to add up, and this can really deal an absolute ton of damage and even be a finisher in the right situation if the votes go your way. So it's a card that I think would be at home in a deck with Dance with Calamity and Snared by the Mara and all of those kind of fun random effects. I'm really excited about this one. I do love these kind of political mind games cards, so this is going straight into Ruhan and probably some of my other decks too. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.